Seedorf's smile, the tooth that saved a legend. A legend in limbo. Clarence Seedorf was no ordinary footballer. He was a polymath in boots, a man fluent in 6 languages, with a mind as sharp as his first touch. Born in Paramaribo, Suriname, and raised in the Netherlands, he carried the legacy of migration, ambition, and excellence. By 2002, he had already won the Champions League twice, once with Ajax, once with Real Madrid. But at Inter Milan, something was wrong. His groin ached constantly. The pain wasn't sharp. It was dull, persistent, like a whisper that never stopped. He tried everything: physiotherapy, acupuncture, meditation. Nothing worked. "I feel like I'm playing chess with my own body," he told a journalist, "and I'm losing every move." The media speculated. Was he past his prime? Had the fire dimmed? But Seedorf knew the truth. His body was betraying him, and no one could explain why. Crossing the divide. That summer, Seedorf made a move that stunned Italy. He left Inter Milan for AC Milan. It wasn't just a transfer, it was a statement. Crossing the Milan divide was like switching sides in a civil war. Fans burned jerseys. Pundits scoffed, but Seedorf walked into Milanello with quiet defiance. Carlo Ancelotti greeted him warmly. "You're not here to prove anything," he said. "You're here to be yourself." But Seedorf wasn't sure who that was anymore. The pain still lingered. He trained cautiously, afraid of triggering the groin again. And then, one afternoon, he wandered into a room that looked more like a science lab than a football clinic. It was MilanLab. MilanLab, the hidden genius. Founded in 2002 by Belgian chiropractor Jean-Pierre Meersseman, MilanLab was unlike anything in football. It combined neurology, kinesiology, psychology, and data science to understand the athlete as a system. Not just muscles and bones, but nerves, posture, and emotion. Meersseman wasn't a conventional doctor. He believed that the body's dysfunctions often began far from the site of pain. A groin injury might originate in the jaw. A hamstring tear could be triggered by spinal misalignment. "You can drive a car without a dashboard," he said, "but with one, you see everything." MilanLab is that dashboard. The lab used motion sensors, cranial nerve mapping, and proprietary algorithms to predict injuries before they happened. Every 15 days, players underwent full-body diagnostics. The data was fed into a system co-developed with Microsoft, capable of forecasting injury risk with up to 70% accuracy. The tooth that roared. Seedorf's first assessment was unconventional. No groin scans, no stretching routines. Instead, Meersseman examined his jaw. Using posture analysis and nerve tracing, he found the culprit: impacted wisdom teeth. They were pressing against cranial nerves, triggering muscular compensation that cascaded down to the groin. "Pull the teeth," Meersseman said, "and you'll pull the pain." Seedorf was stunned. Could molars really sabotage a football career? But he trusted the science. Within 24 hours, the teeth were removed. The procedure was minor. The impact was monumental. The reboot. The change was immediate. Seedorf's stride returned. His posture realigned. The pain vanished. "It was like someone turned the lights back on," he said. "I could feel my body again." He trained with intensity. His passes regained their zip. His turns were fluid. Teammates noticed. Ancelotti smiled. "Welcome back," he said. "We missed you." Seedorf wasn't just healed. He was reborn. The season of redemption. That season, Milan soared. Seedorf became the midfield metronome. He dictated tempo, shielded the backline, and launched attacks with surgical precision. Milan won the Champions League in 2003, defeating Juventus in a tense final. Seedorf was pivotal. He would go on to win another Champions League in 2007, becoming the only player to win it with 3 different clubs. His groin never troubled him again. MilanLab's golden age. Seedorf's case was just one of many. MilanLab extended careers across the squad. Paolo Maldini played until 41. Alessandro Costacurta until 40. Filippo Inzaghi until 38. Even David Beckham credited MilanLab for his recovery during his loan spell. By 2013, MilanLab had performed over 1.2 million physical tests. Injuries dropped, medicine use declined, training efficiency soared. Meersseman's methods were unconventional, but they worked. Philosophy versus orthodoxy. MilanLab wasn't without critics. Some called it pseudoscience. Others questioned its reliance on holistic diagnostics. But Meersseman stood firm. He believed in prevention over treatment, in data over guesswork, and in listening to the body's whispers before they became screams. He once said, "Age doesn't exist. What matters is whether you're physically and psychologically ready to play." His philosophy clashed with traditional medicine, but on the pitch, Milan's players ran like they were 10 years younger. The smile that changed everything. Years later, Seedorf reflected on that moment. It wasn't just about football. It was about trust, about listening to the strange solution, about believing in the invisible. No cameras captured it. No headlines printed it. But that smile, post-surgery, pain-free, was the beginning of a new chapter. Legacy and lessons. MilanLab eventually declined. Meersseman left in 2010. Budget cuts, managerial changes, and shifting priorities eroded its influence. But its legacy lives on, in the careers it saved, the trophies it helped win, and the players it transformed. And in Clarence Seedorf's story, a tale of pain, science, and a smile that saved a legend. If this story moved you, subscribe for more football tales. Let the legends live on, one voice at a time.